What's up, guys? Lunatic Drops, aka Uskela, was Mtwana, out here with another episode, Sludge Underground. And we have a special guest today. But before we introduce him, I'm going to ask the guys to introduce themselves because I'm not alone.
What's up, guys? I am Marcel.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tyson, aka Iron Mike.
I'm going to introduce this guy now. It's the second time he's coming back. I think the first interview we did was like 2017, 18. When you were still dope artist, it was you and Amp.
Yeah. Still dope artist.
Yeah, okay.
Still a dope artist.
Well, yeah, that's undeniable. That's undeniable that you're still
still dope artist as a dope artist.
Yeah.
Dope artist, the click dope artist.
Yeah. So welcome back, bro. Welcome back. And thank you for agreeing to this. Just take us back, bro, from the time we were with you. You were still with Amp Serious and Lord Script.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been from that point up until now and all the changes that have happened?
Yeah, first of all, what's up? Celestial Mike, the mic in the hand of God. Dope artist is still dope artist, like the formula has not changed. The only thing that's different is probably who and how we working.
Yeah.
Like M Serious is more focusing on his financial side of things. Me and Script are more focused on the music side of things.
Yeah.
So for me, since then, like I've been working with Cultured Chaos, T-Bag, Wobbly, the whole gang, and then that whole thing ended up becoming Maleningi Records.
Yeah.
Still the same thing though. So basically, so much work has happened since then, man.
Yeah.
I've dropped how many EPs? I think at that time when we were talking, we were still Hand of God.
I think it was the first one.
Yeah, it was still the first one that was
Yeah.
out. Dropped 2 more since that one. Hand of God 2, Hand of God Trinity. And then there's the singles after that, like Tegwini, Gumawa Dog, Yebo Malume with DJ Wobbly.
Yeah.
We dropped EPs with Cultured Chaos.
Yeah.
Like Mixed Portions EP.
Is it the one with the Choice Assorted?
Choice Assorted EP. Yeah, Mixed Portions was another one. Choice Assorted was another one. Yeah, man. Like all of those projects. Like those are all projects. Like nothing less than 4 tracks in each of those. Like some 6. And then except for the singles, obviously, those are 1 song.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all of that has happened since then.
Where was the transition then from now a dope artist to a Maleningi situation?
The dope artist thing doesn't end. Like the way it was formed. Everybody's an individual in dope artists.
Yeah.
Like there's we are not a group. We've never been a group.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What we do is we work together. So we all basically like boys like since 2010, maybe 2008. Yeah, since like 2008. And basically, I started rapping before everybody, and then I got back into rap before everybody.
Yeah.
And then when I was pushing my shit and everybody started making music, I was like, okay, cool. Like, since we all doing the same thing, I don't want to be a burden to somebody else. You know what I mean? But wherever I can help out, then I want to do that. So an easy way to do that is for us to form something. You know what I mean? So we know that like priority is this guy, priority is this guy. As much as I'm Celestial Mike and I can be signed to Maleningi, I can work like that. Like I have my own career, but then the dope artist situation is always there. Like that never goes away. So from working just as dope artists, I started working with T-Bag, and I started mixing my stuff here, like recording my stuff here, and then we met Oskindi.
Yeah.
I think I met Oskindi through Sims. Sims is also a dope artist, but yeah. I work with Sims, and then Sims started working with Oskindi. So I went to Montclair, to Skiddy's place. That's where the studio was. We met and Sims played beats. We recorded Big Shots. It's on Hand of God Trinity. It's my first song I actually did with Oskindi. We recorded that, and then from there we just started working together. So there was Utando as well. We met Utando. He was friends with Oskindi, and then I met Tino. Tino, I know him through Love Studios, but he was friends with Oskindi as well because they're all from Montclair. Utando's from Lamontville, but he's closer to them, And I think they went to DHS or something. So after that, we started working together, basically working on the sound. This was doing the whole everything we were doing in English, just doing it in Vernac this time. Yeah, just basically making it much simpler, much more fun, I guess. It's much more fun for me.
Yeah. And we can hear.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so we mix it kinda, so nobody gets lost. But it's rap. People always get lost, But so when we formed that, and then I brought Nenoski and met with T-Bag, brought everybody here. We met with, there was DJ Wobbly, so everybody was working together anyway, right? And then there was Lex. Lex came from Joburg. She came here. She saw what we were doing. She started getting involved in that. And so through all of that, then we formed something new. We formed Maleningi. We made it a label. So a label that has everybody in it, because not everybody is Cultured Chaos. Everybody was working with Cultured Chaos. But I'm like, it was basically me, Lungelo, and Uyashna who were pretty much in Cultured Chaos, but everybody else was just working, So Maleningi was where everybody could be involved and everybody just pushes one thing. So that came about, and man, we've been pushing that until now.
So obviously, like, a lot has changed since like the 3 years since you were last on the show.
Yeah.
A lot has happened in the country and the world as a whole. Walk us through what happened through lockdown. How did that affect you making music? How did that affect the choices you made and the music you made? And has any of this situation inspired new music or new content to talk about?
Yeah, definitely, man. The lockdown, when it started, it was pretty weird because, we came from doing clubs a lot. And then there was just that month where you couldn't go anywhere, I couldn't come to studio. I was at home. Like, nobody was allowed in studio. Nobody could go anywhere, basically. So when that happened, you keep writing. You keep making music. We started doing something called, before the lockdown cypher started, we did something with Red Bull. It was called Behind Bars. Behind Bars Challenge. We did that, so we were freestyling just online, just posting videos, just rapping on any beat. And what started happening there is because everybody's at home, so people started watching those things, So I started posting songs of mine, like I'll just put up a video myself, singing along to, or just miming to a song, and people started sharing that. Or I post a video of a song that I'm rapping on, and people started sharing that. And then when things opened up a bit, studio was back on. We came back in studio, and that's when the whole Maleningi idea came about. So I don't think it would have come about if everything was happy. Yeah, because we would have been busy with something else.
Yeah.
So we would have been busy with something else. I don't know what we would have been doing. Would have been good or bad. I don't know. But that's how everything happened. And so we ended up forming a label. And I don't know, man. Like, with things slowing down, it's like a lot of noise kind of died out. And so we started being able to make more noise of our own. Like, everything we started doing and started releasing just started getting, like, more attention, from all over the place. So, like, that, in a way, ended up becoming positive for us, even though it sucks still. Like, it made people sit and listen. So when people are sitting and listening, they kind of can hear, okay, that one, what I'm saying, that I like that. That's actually dope. I should follow that. Whereas before, there was just a whole lot of noise. Like, it didn't matter what you dropped as long as it was loud enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now it's a bit different. Like, Pretty Ugly dropped the album he dropped, Like, there's barely any bangers in that album. But it's just a good album.
Yeah.
It's just rapping throughout. So, like, there's a time where that can happen. You've got the lockdown sci-fi, Zwane, that's getting a whole lot of attention. Like, things like that were not happening before. And that brought people back to liking rap. Just to hear somebody and what the rapper actually says. And it also, I think, brought us as rappers back, like, to that. You know what I mean? And you kind of don't have the party content to write much about. I mean, you do, but you don't at the same time. You know, sometimes it's just you won't party for a month. So
would you say that also like forced you guys to focus more on your social media aspect? Because that was pretty much your only way to engage with any kind of audience. Did you guys like step up that game? Did you work through a bit harder? Obviously with the Red Bull thing, with the different ciphers and stuff like that.
I'm definitely, bro, because you start noticing that, okay, cool. My Instagram is cool, but not that cool, you know. So we did photo shoots, like take a whole day, do a photo shoots, go get clothes, just to make sure that the social media looks proper, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So that's where we selling. Like it became more of a selling point now, you know, like as much as especially my Instagram, I don't know, like on Facebook I'm more social, but you know, Instagram is just because it's more of a picture and you don't really you can't rant and rave and memes and all of that jazz. That's for Facebook. I love that for Facebook.
Tell me, what is it with Montclair? As every time we have an interview, every single artist, they always have something to say about Montclair. Everyone. What is it with Montclair?
It's actually Festival, and I think I've asked like 4 or 5 people because we had AZ, we had Septic, we had Flex, and when you listen to these people's music, so there's like, is there some sort of voodoo?
There's a funny story about Montclair.
No, bro, in Montclair, too, I guess it's just. There's a lot of rappers in Montclair, you know, and I mean, close. It's almost like Chesterville. Like it's close to town, like because Palm Tree Paradise still from Montclair. Like we used to work a lot with them. I still work a lot with them, especially P Dog, but he's not from Montclair, you know. But Oski, indeed, there was a lot of guys there. When I went to Love Studios and I met some guys in Love Studio, turns out a lot of them were from Montclair. So, you know, like there's a big hip hop community there. I don't know what it is, but there's hip hop in Montclair.
I'm still convinced though. Yeah, Chesterville. I'm still convinced, and I always ask the guys like, what is it about Chesterville that makes it? Because
every single time,
you know, I started listening to Durban hip hop or music around 2016, I think. 15, 16, when the likes of Witness the Funk happened, and the SDCs, you know. So from that point, I got introduced to a lot of artists. Through Witness the Funk, somehow I got to know about Lord Script. And then Lord Script at the time, I think he had dropped a Lord of the South, I think. And that's where I heard You. I think it was like the last song where you were just going off. And then from that point, then I started like checking out the music, and then I got to find out people like Palm Tree Paradise, Aloki, you know, all those people. But with you, I started following your journey because even on YouTube it shows you started with those poetry sessions in DUT, you know. So just take us back to what your sound really is and
how it began.
You know, because it's poetry, you sing, you do this, you're a dope like performer because I've seen your performances. Like take us from those different stages of your music career, how you tap into them, and which one you really relate to more.
I guess for me, I mean, I started performing when I was a kid, like in primary school, and they used to force me actually. I didn't want to do it. Yeah, like the teachers would go to school, to the classes, and they'd pick the kids who they feel like this guy can understand a script. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, at first they just picked us off that you can read. And back then I used to have a startup. It started off with stage plays, and then it used to be like I had to do storytelling. Like I remember it was Puss in Boots. I was telling it in front of the whole school. I had to read the whole thing and then memorize it, and then just... It was grade... I was 10 years old. It was grade...
Like grade 5.
5, yes.
Grade 5.
Yes, it was grade 5, yeah.
I don't think I could have done that in grade 5, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it was fucking goldfish.
It was grade 5. And then, I mean, I guess that's where I learned how to memorize rhymes, though, you know? But at that time, it didn't click to me. And then we did opera when I was like 11 at the city hall. I remember there were so many people. They were all old. And, and we were singing a language you didn't understand. I think it's Dutch or something. Yeah. So that was my first singing experience, and that's when I first learned how to control pitch and all that stuff. Yeah, and then when you grow up, your voice starts breaking, right? So I was into hip hop this whole time. Like that for me is what's like stuck the most. Like that's my favorite thing out of everything I can do. I was listening to like DMX, to Tupac, Slim Shady. That's about 99. Yeah, he was my favorite at the time. Yeah, Dr. Dre, Snoop. Yeah, like I'm everybody. Like anything I could get my hands on. And then about 2002, I found people who were actually rapping. That's when I was also like trying to rap. So I found people who rap in Chesterville, and they had like these CDs full of these rappers I've never heard of, some underground rap. People like Vinnie Paz and Master Ace. I loved Master Ace like that. Yeah, like that for me. Like a lot of how I rap or how I understand hip hop comes a lot from like my foundation is a Master Ace, a Slim Shady, or Wordsworth, like those kinds of rappers. So, and then after that, like there was high school. I was rapping the whole time. Didn't record nothing until I was like 15, and then I recorded my first song. It sucked.
Yeah. Let's be honest, that first recording as an artist is always fucking terrible.
Yeah. And then after that, I mean, there was not much to do. Like I was in Chesterville, I wasn't really in town, so there was barely any shows there. Then a couple happened with the guys who were older who tried to do shows. And then when I finished high school, that's when I started going to places like DUT for the sessions and stuff like that. So that's where I started learning how to perform, like, you know, in front of a crowd. I was crumping, dog. Like, did all that. Like I learned the crowd through crump and through poetry sessions this side. But basically what I was doing in poetry sessions, I was taking my raps and I was just reciting them. So basically DT happened. So that's for me, like, I was also singing as well, because I learned I could sing because I was in church. I didn't know I can sing again. Because I thought when my voice changed from a kid, I used to sing alto, so when it changed, I couldn't do the pitches I used to do, so I was like, I can't sing no more, it's gone. And then in church, they sing all the time, and then I start singing, and I'm like, I'm hearing this nice voice, but who's that? Like, hey, it's me. Yeah. So then I started learning how to play guitar, piano, so I can just compose songs. So I used to write and play guitar at the same time, rap, singing, and all that stuff. So, and then I wanted to record the stuff, but it was pretty hard to find a studio where you can get in with the guitar, and it cost a lot of money. Most niggas just had a laptop and a mic. So you need beats from Fruity. So I got Fruity Loops. Because the guys who were making beats weren't making what I had in my head. Like for me, I have to have a chord progression and I have to write according to it. So if you're going to make a beat from a sample that is another progression, I can't make my song to that. So I wanted to make the things that were in my head. So I learned Fruity and I started making beats. Yeah, and then I started recording from there, and then I worked on the Red Book project. I think that's the first time I knew I found a sound, like when I did the Red Book project. So that was about 2015. I started working on it in 2014, went to Joburg, came back, Wonder Boy mixed it, and then I released it. But that's when I was like, I found the sound. This is it.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this question. It's a bit of a short lived, because you mentioned church. Yeah. And I follow you, like, you share the most craziest posts, especially about religion. So I want to know from being a person who goes to church, because as a kid, I think we go to church because our parents take us to church. But as we grow up, you know, we finally like question certain things. You know what I mean? So with you, how did it go from being like heavy in the church scene to now being like, nah, this is not the one.
I started out in the church band as well.
Church choir.
Everyone, I was a Sunday school teacher. Bro.
So you're telling me we're all former church band?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yo, that for me when I was a kid, right? My family used to go to the Catholic church, and they used to bore the shit out of me. So I never went.
Yeah,
I was just like, I'm not gonna do this thing. And then I had a friend who was so into church, you know. So I was curious. I wanted to know what's wrong with her? Why does she so into Jesus and stuff like that, you know? So for me, it started off as a curiosity. I went there because I didn't just go to church, like, you know, I wanted to know everything there is to know. So I even went to Bible college. Like, that's what I did.
Even got baptized.
Yeah. You know? Like, did the whole thing. Like, everything. Yeah. We used to even do shows at church. You know, do poetry shows, crump shows at church, all that stuff. They used to love us there. And when I left, a lot of niggas left. But yeah, but basically for me, man, it was the curiosity got satisfied. I guess that's the simplest way to put it. And, you know, whatever made sense about it made sense, but a lot of it didn't make sense. So, you know, logic always takes the day at the end of the day. Yeah. So if you feel like something, for me, if I feel like something just doesn't make sense to me, it doesn't make sense. And I'm not afraid
to voice that out.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to voice it out, but I'm also not afraid to not know. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't make sense. I don't know what does, but not that.
Yeah.
And I'm cool not knowing what makes sense, you know, until I do. So,
like, I want to know, church, you know, you fed the curiosity.
Yeah.
But in church you are exposed to the Bible.
Yeah.
And then now, because you've been in church for so long, you've read certain things in the Bible. Some made sense, some didn't.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you now say, okay, this might not make sense to me, but it's a definite good guide into basic things like knowing how to respect people? Would you hold the Bible to some sort of maybe regard and say maybe it helps, even though I don't understand this, but maybe it helps?
Yeah. Anything you read helps.
Yeah.
You know, it helps just as much. Yeah, just as much as a Batman comic helps, it's the same. It helps. So people get whatever they get from it. Some people are better off for it, Doug. You know. But what's funny to me is funny, man. Like you know. But there are a lot of people that I know that I wouldn't discourage belief from. You know what I mean? Like the fact that they go to church and all that, that's very good for them. Like I wouldn't give him advice that says, dog, hey, just, you know, get out of that, you know. And there's a lot of gems in there, bruh. There's a lot of gems in there. I like, you know, Ecclesiastes. It's got a lot of gems. The fact that just, I don't know whether it starts like that or it's a chapter, but meaningless. Everything is meaningless. That's perfect, you know. Like I like that verse. It's true, you know. Everything is meaningless. So yeah, like there's things like that, and also just the story. I mean, is incredible. Like there's a lot of incredible stories. You can make a whole lot of stuff up from that can make you a lot of money.
Yeah,
you know. So. For any reason, you can read it. I mean, I studied it for a couple of years of my life. So, so yeah, man.
So, like, Lunati just took a left. I'm going to take a right, back kind of to where we were. So you said that you started off playing guitar, playing piano, and those sort of things. Now, it's interesting like that. That would give you a different perspective, especially in doing rap. Like, you've got a much more sort of in-depth understanding of how music works. And would you say that gives you an upper hand against a lot of other guys? Because you understand fundamentally how your music works. I heard you saying that, you know, it's not just some sample. It's not just, you know, you're making it so that it works for you, that it works for your voice, your personality. And that's cool. That's impressive. Yeah. Like that whole tailor mode process, it definitely comes through like in your music. You know, everything fits perfectly. Because like you're saying, if you're just taking a random sample, if you're just taking something, at the end of the day, it's you can hear something out of place. You can hear that there's a mismatch somewhere.
Yeah, there'll be some sort of disconnect.
Yeah. But yeah, would you say that it's given you more perspective? Like it gives you an upper hand in that sense?
Yeah, man, it definitely does. Look, for me, when I write a song, like, because we also had like songwriting classes. I studied music as well, actually, theory and stuff, just for a bit, for like a year. So there was songwriting, there was composition, all of that stuff. So all of that stuff is in my head when I'm writing a song. So as much as I'm a rapper, I may do something that a singer would do, but in rap.
Yeah.
You're still a musician.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, so
it as a whole.
exactly. So I think it does give me an advantage. I mean, with samples, you know, like we have Splice here, so I use samples. But even when I'm looking for a sample, I have to find something specific, like something that's gonna, you know, work for me. With Splice, it makes it easy. There's a lot of samples in there. Yeah, it's a big library, so you just. You're gonna find something, you know, and then from there I can add whatever I want to add my own sounds to it, add my own chords to it. But it helps with the writing as well. Like for me, the whole process of making a beat and then writing the song and then, you know, recording it.
You know, like you can actually do it at the same time.
Yeah,
While you're writing,
while I'm making a beat, I already have an idea. Yeah, exactly. Or sometimes the other way around, you
You
know.
actually communicate it better to the person recording you as well.
Yeah, yeah.
If you have an idea and you say, I wanted to do this.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of guys will have an idea in their head, but they can't articulate it.
You can't say what it is. Yeah.
You don't know how to express that idea.
Do you feel like 2021, despite all the lockdowns and everything, do you feel like musically 2021 has been your greatest year?
Look, I would have said otherwise. 2016 was fun.
Yeah.
It was very much fun. We did a lot.
Even for us as fans, it was very in Durban.
Like we did a lot, but this year, like in terms of the actual results from the music and just actually seeing something from it, yeah, it's definitely been the best year for me. But it's a start, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
I was put in.
Yeah. So like this year, I mean, the songs I dropped this year passed everything I've ever dropped in terms of streams and whatever.
Yeah.
Like first week, there were already more plays than anything I ever dropped, like stuff from 2015. So like that for me says, it says a lot, man.
Do you feel like, because you've been dope, bro, like for a very long time, but was there a time where you'd be frustrated because you know you're dope, like there's no doubts about it, and people are telling you, but things aren't moving as much as you'd want them to?
I don't know. Maybe it's a form of insanity, but I have not felt that way. Like for me, I do what I do and I see the results from it. The things that I haven't seen the results from, I know they're out there though. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm very patient, I guess. I'm not, everybody's in a rush. I'd like to have money now. But at the same time, if I wasn't doing anything, then I'd be frustrated. You know, if I wasn't maybe able to do the things I'm doing, if I wasn't able to compete.
Yeah.
But as long as I compete, like with the best of them, then it's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is just a matter of time, you know? So people will still go back to things like the Red Book Project.
Yeah.
When they hear that song that's gonna make them go wow, and then they're gonna, so all of that stuff is still gonna get its love, all of that stuff is still gonna get its attention. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
For me, it's just do the next thing. Okay, this worked this kind of way, then re-strategize if I have to re-strategize. If I have to be consistent with the strategy, be consistent with the strategy.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. I don't know. I haven't had time, I guess, to like be frustrated.
Yeah.
Because if something doesn't work, do something else. Yeah.
Because personally, I feel like what is happening to you this year is something that was supposed to happen a long time ago, and more actually. But at the same time, I'm actually happy that it took longer, because it like you said, you weren't complaining. Like,
Yeah.
Magngalung, look, you do this. Yeah, well, so in you doing all of that, you are actually building a very solid foundation for yourself. Because if it really had to take off, at least now you'd appreciate it a bit more because you worked so hard, as opposed to, let's say, starting rapping in 2021, 2022, 23, you're popping. You could easily fall off again because it was an easy come, easy go thing.
Yeah.
You know, so with the type of time you've had to really work on yourself and not get that type of recognition, I feel like it did you justice, and it's going to do you justice going forward.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Look, I'm smarter than I was a few years back, and hopefully I'll be smarter than I am now.
And doper.
Yeah, you know, a year from now. When certain things happen, they're much easier now. Like, I can do things way faster, first of all.
Yeah.
You know, I can do a job that can pay me a 50K in under an hour, you know, as opposed to before where it would take me so long, you know. So, and it would take me so long, not because of the know-how, but just because of just disorganization at the time. You know what I mean? I'm not late everywhere like I used to be. It's just different, man. So whatever happens now, whoever I'm working with respects the work that I come with, and we always do something else again because, like, I'm more professional than I was before. You know what I mean? Even though at the time you didn't realize how unprofessional you are about certain things. Like right now, I'm well aware of those things, you know. So it's become much easier to move into certain spaces and, you know, work with certain people.
One thing I wanted to know, financially, you have this career now that you want to build. Did you ever have to, like, have a day job to make sure you get those few rands?
I'm a different kind of creature. I did do things like that, but whatever I did had to align with me. So I did things like promotions, and the promotions I did were not promotions where you go and talk to people. They were road shows. So I'd be on stage still at the promotion. I'd be either emceeing or we doing some acting thing. We doing, you know, I did things like that. But otherwise, any other kind of job, nah. For me, it's always been music. Like it's always been the arts, I guess. Doing poetry shows, you get paid for that. Like I've always found a way of getting some kind of money from it, you know, like from since 2010. Like we did a lot from Crump to, you know, so I've been living off like I'm in this space, like that's been my life. So now it's a bit better now, you know. We also have studio, we do engineering, like, so you do those kinds of jobs too, you know. And then we get good shows. Sometimes you get good deals with people. We've worked with Mr. Price. I was keen to just worked with Hollywood Bets.
I saw that.
Yeah. So we got more things going on now. It's not as hard as it was before. You know what I mean? But even when it was hard, I was not about to do that shit. I was not about to do that shit, man. Like, for me, I just felt like it takes away from, like, that comfort of I'm gonna have the money. I've seen a lot of people who I thought, this guy's as good as me. So he should definitely be doing this. You know, and then got a good job and, you know,
put that aside.
Not doing it anymore.
Let's talk future plans, like projects and, you know, shows, deals, whatever. What is in store for Celestial Mike?
Future plans. Okay, for right now, I'm gonna drop the video for Itegwini. Like, that's the next thing. That's what we're gonna push. The single has been doing well. It's still got to do more. So we're gonna do that with it. And then after that, I have another single called JDI, Just Do It. That's gonna be the follow-up to Itegwini. Video for that too, man. Like, for now, I guess, like, I mean, the main plan is to push these two singles, but I am working on an album though.
Any names yet?
Right now, I'll keep that quiet. All right. I know some people will be mad to hear this, actually, because they are waiting for the mic in the hand of God,
Definitely.
which is I guess the title, but then that's my name, so I've decided to just keep that as the name. But the title is going to be related, obviously. It's still the same projects, just a bit more worked this time. There's new songs than songs I had, but it doesn't make a difference because you haven't heard the old songs. So but there's new songs from old songs. Like I always change it. Like for me, it must always be with whatever time it comes out.
Exactly.
So basically, what we do is we put out music, and then when we feel like the people are ready, like the people are actually listening, enough of them, then you get the full project. About 16 tracks, I think. So those are future plans, man.
Okay, so which platforms can people get your music, and which social media platforms can they follow you?
Spotify, iTunes, I guess, YouTube, everything. Everything. Like if it's a digital Play Store, we're on there. You have the Hand of God EP, Hand of God 2, Hand of God 3. If you just search Celestial Mike, you won't be. There's no one else with that name. I've checked. There's a lot of Celestials, but not Celestial Mike. There's a lot of Mikes as well, but not with the Celestial. The combination of the two. It's a unique password. So under Celestial Mike, there's tons of music there, features as well. I've worked with people like Oseptic. There's a nice song of his. I actually like that song. Do check that out. What is it called? With Zida. I do.
Oh, yeah.
But on social media, I'm at Celestial Mike. Twitter, Instagram. Celestial Mike is the page on Facebook. Yeah. That's just the name, Celestial. I don't have to put SA because,
Before we close out, I just want to say this. For this year, like I've been listening to your music for quite a while now. I think around 2016, 2017. And this year, me and my friends, like, would go on, like, weekend trips, and, but one of the songs that we always play is Gumawa, dog. Hey, that one is too hectic. Too hectic. Was it Izolo?
Yeah.
Like, Magne Oxemo doing definitely. That's such a banger, bro.
Shout out.
That is such a banger, and I'm just happy for how things are working out for you. And I wish you all the best. I wish you and your team all the best. I feel like it's time for other people in the country to know what is happening in Durban. Sure. And what is happening in Durban right now is Maleningi, and I really want the rest of the country to catch up because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's too much. Yeah. So I'm gonna let the guys say their shout outs, and then they'll tell us where to follow them, and
sure, guys. Again, it's Tyson, aka Iron Mike. Guys, you can catch me on Facebook, Ndumiso Tyson Mkize. On Instagram, it's Bots Tyson, BOTSTYSON. Same as Twitter as well.
Yeah, I'm shut, man. It's been a pleasure meeting you and speaking to you about music in general, man. You guys can find me as Marcel Smuts on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Thorns of Sludge on Instagram. And that's... I'll get fucking stabbed. Okay.
That's your Tinder account.
Yeah, guys. On Facebook, it's Andile Mathonsi. Instagram at Lunati_drops. Twitter at Lunati_drops. The Lunati has a double I. And you can also follow Sludge Underground on Instagram. It's at Sludge Underground. On Twitter, it's at Sludge031. And on Facebook, it's Sludge Underground Podcast. And all our episodes go on Spotify, Apple Music, and SoundCloud. For now, we'd like to thank Celestial Mike for joining us. And it is peace out.
I bet I'm gonna keep it coming. Yeah, I've been steady giving them game, but still about figure king and cover. Yeah, I've been trying to tell him my name, and we ain't the same. kondo talkem. Look at my name, of course I'm pagem. Tell all these rappers to come with some plates and go bang 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 zoba pagel. Yeah, I'm tinto ngengom. Stickies like me so a bomb. I'm give a shelling but busy ngengon. She told me that she wants some songs. Look at us now, look at us now. They all wanna look at us now. They all love the way that we cooking the sound. These niggas are booking us now. Yeah, in top no love. Yeah, get that tell is typical love. You don't want beef, me din yet in up off. Nigga, but that tell is set is your tough. Yeah. Angisadlali nabo sentiniwe. Yeah, bazovuke ngathi bakwinyile.
Intwana miphume esandleni. Kuba uzocula amakwaya dog, ingane mifika endlazeni. Ebusuku uzoshuba akulala dog, agcwala yungena amandleni.